PZA, manyane pizza, PZA, yo, manyane pizza, kuti urarame, manyane pizza.
There is actually nothing that is happening in Zanu PF right now that has not happened before. Senior party officials have been sacrificed before to send a message not just to the people in the party, but to all Zimbabweans that those at the very top are invincible and in complete control of our fate. We don't know if VP Mnangagwa's reputation as Zanu PF's enforcer was well earned or a myth. What we know, and what the VP himself has acknowledged, is a 50-year relationship of total loyalty to a man who has boasted that he has degrees in violence and has led a party that has destroyed our country. That relationship just ended with the VP's firing. There seems to be a calculated attempt to make us believe that the only two choices we have are between a Grace Mugabe presidency and a Mnangagwa presidency. Now, if the most important goal of those recently expelled from Zanu PF is to reclaim their party from those they say have hijacked it, then it essentially means Zanu PF wins with either of these two choices. It's critically important that the struggle to free the people of Zimbabwe from Zanu PF's tyranny is itself not hijacked by those whose priority is simply reclaiming their right to succeed President Mugabe. Whilst they may be concerned with the capture of Zanu PF by some individuals, Zimbabweans are suffering because of the capture of the state, not just by an individual, but by a party the former vice president once called sacred, and which, according to him, is entitled to rule forever. We know what is coming if Zanu PF, in whatever form, wins the next election. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest gift those who have been expelled from the ruling party can give to the Zimbabwean people is to make sure Zanu PF does not win, so we can have a new start. The responsibility belongs to all of us to move our country beyond the point where the duty of a citizen is guaranteeing that Zanu PF rules forever. I believe the priority of anyone who is committed to the freedom of all Zimbabweans must be to reclaim our country, not the party. I often hear people saying it's no use because there is no level playing field. We cannot use the lack of a level playing field as an excuse not to do what we not only must do, but can do. Think about this. The playing field was not even for those who fought in the first Chimurenga against the British settlers. But that was not an excuse. Those who fought in the second Chimurenga did not demand that the Rhodesians level the playing field as a precondition for joining the struggle. So we must turn out in unprecedented numbers to register to vote and to vote on election day, not because there is a level playing field, but because our personal suffering, our personal hunger, our joblessness, the memory of what happened to our loved ones at the hands of a Zanu PF thug compels us to. The sign of the maturing of our struggle and an indication that we really want our freedom will be when we are willing and determined to fight and win in spite of the odds and regardless of who the vice president of Zanu PF is. Zimbabwe, nyika yedu, naka yedu. Zimbabwe, ilizwe letu, ilifa letu. Zimbabwe, our nation, our heritage.
Manyane pizza, PZA, yo. Manyane pizza, kuti urarame. Manyane pizza, kuti urarame. Manyane pizza, PZA.